Silence reigns supreme. No alarms sound. No opportunity to flee exists. One moment the wilderness is at peace. The next, a solitary strike transforms a fight for survival into a terminal countdown. In the bush, certain serpents don't bother with a chase. They ignore threats. They simply terminate the conflict before it starts. This isn't folklore or legend, it's raw, unfiltered nature where a single error spells doom and hesitation costs you your life. Camouflaged against sun-scorched rocks and grassy fields that appear innocent from afar, a diminutive predator has forged a legacy far exceeding its physical frame. It doesn't rely on massive bulk. It has no use for marathon endurance. Its game is strictly close quarters. This viper lurks exactly where you step, where you reach, and where your attention drifts for a split second. It doesn't conquer through brute force, but through biological warfare so potent that the victim's blood turns against them. Vital organs shut down, and the entire system begins to disintegrate from the inside out. The true horror of this hunter lies not in its method of execution, but in the frequency of its encounters. It nests uncomfortably close to civilization, vanishing seamlessly into the dust and debris of farms and footpaths, putting humans and livestock on a collision course with disaster. Countless victims remain oblivious to the threat until the fangs have already pierced their skin. By that point, the toxins are circulating with lethal efficiency, turning the struggle for life into a sprint against time that few can win. In rare footage secured by our field team, this silent assassin demonstrates just how quickly the wild determines who lives and who dies. A small creature foraging without a care wanders into the kill zone. The snake remains motionless. It commits instantly. A violent explosion of scales erupts from the earth, a miss by mere fractions of an inch, unleashing total panic. Yet even when the ambush fails, the takeaway is brutal in this domain. Situational awareness is the only currency, and nature offers no refunds. We are merely scratching the surface. The wilderness teems with serpents that don't just stand their ground, but actively dominate their biomes through toxicity, patience, and impeccable timing. As we venture further, the confrontations intensify, the risks escalate, and the window for survival narrows to nothing. If you want to comprehend how these lethal architects rule their ecosystem, stick around, smash that like button, and subscribe immediately, because the danger level is about to spike. Terror in the animal kingdom isn't always a question of size. Often, it's a matter of precision. It comes from a master marksman that doesn't even need to sink its teeth into you to secure a victory. Across arid scrublands and dim trails, a different breed of reptile has perfected a defense mechanism so exact it feels surgical. When backed into a corner, it doesn't just lunge, it takes aim. The cobra rears up, hood flared, gaze fixed. The jaw unhinges slightly. Then, in a blink, it weaponizes its venom as a projectile, firing not at the body, but directly at the line of sight. The eyes, the Achilles heel of every predator. A single direct hit transforms aggression into sheer panic, turning a predator's strength into a desperate retreat. The agony is instantaneous and blinding, compelling even the mightiest beasts to abort their attack. Documented on film, a pack of inexperienced predators learns a harsh lesson. Young and inquisitive, they investigate the rustling grass, completely unaware they have crossed an invisible line into hostile territory. The cobra holds its ground. No retreat. No false moves. As the distance closes, the reaction is instantaneous. A stream of venom arcs through the air. The lead attacker recoils, thrashing its head, vision obscured by chemical fire. The hunt is over before the first bite could even be attempted. This is warfare through deterrence, through accuracy, through the knowledge of how to neutralize a threat without physical contact. In the wild, the capacity to end a battle without engaging is the difference between surviving and dying. This snake has mastered that art. Yet toxins aren't used solely for defense. Deep within remote desert sands, another viper carries a chemical payload so volatile that one mistake silences a heartbeat in moments. It shuns the spotlight. It prefers solitude. But when it decides to strike, the verdict is absolute. Its attacks are devoid of emotion, mechanical, rapid fire, and unforgiving. These serpents serve as a grim reminder that peril doesn't always broadcast its presence. Sometimes it lies in wait, trusting that time, curiosity, or simple hunger will deliver a victim right to its doorstep. If your pulse is quickening, brace yourself. The most lethal standoffs are still to come. Verify you are subscribed, ring the notification bell, and don't go anywhere, because the next segment unveils Venom at its physiological peak. In the most isolated corners of the outback where silence is heavy and life is sparse, evolution has engineered the ultimate efficiency machine. This snake is incapable of wasting energy. It doesn't do false alarms. Every motion is deliberate, every bite calculated to extinguish life instantly. Here, there is no wrestling match, only a complete system shutdown. Concealed beneath red dust and scrub, this hunter tracks targets without revealing a scale. Its forked tongue samples the breeze, decoding invisible scent trails through the undergrowth. When the trap springs, the violence is sudden. It delivers multiple bites in a blur, injecting a complex cocktail designed to crash the nervous system and liquefy the blood. Seconds tick by. Resistance crumbles. The exit strategies vanish. Captured on film, a small rodent commits a fatal error. It emerges for a split second, oblivious to the reaper waiting nearby. The snake launches from concealment, hammering its prey with rapid strikes. No chase ensues. No drawn-out battle. The toxin outpaces fear itself. Within moments, the result is finalized. This is the face of apex lethality. However, not all assassins rely on velocity. In the gloom of the rainforest floor, buried under rotting leaves, another heavyweight uses invisibility as its primary weapon. It mimics the forest floor so perfectly that prey steps directly onto its back without noticing. Then the ground itself seems to bite. The impact is heavy and catastrophic. Massive fangs inject a staggering volume of venom in one go. The victim manages only a few faltering steps before the biology fails. Muscles liquefy. Motor functions cease. The light fades in seconds. The viper doesn't hurry. It waits. Ultimate patience, coupled with ultimate power. These hunters don't require a second opportunity. One is sufficient. In nature, perfection isn't about the drama of the fight, but the speed of the conclusion. If this segment revealed the ruthless efficiency of nature, keep watching. Hit like, subscribe to the channel, and steel your nerves because we are about to introduce a serpent that even lions and leopards prefer to avoid. Velocity changes the equation. Out here, the faster the attack, the slimmer the odds of living to tell the tale. One snake has built an entire legacy on this axiom. It doesn't lurk in shadows or rely on camouflage. It moves with arrogance, reacts with hair-trigger sensitivity, and pumps venom in rapid bursts that overwhelm the system before the brain can even register the pain. This reptile terrifies not just because of its chemistry, but its psychology. When cornered, it charges. It raises a third of its body, mouth gaping to reveal an ink-black interior, a universal signal of impending doom. The strikes are fast, erratic, and numerous. Each puncture delivers more toxin, racing the victim toward total paralysis. In a chaotic scene captured by our cameras, this lethal serpent finds itself in a brawl it didn't instigate. A raptor swoops down, talons clamping onto the snake's spine. Pure instinct takes over. The snake wraps itself around the attacker muscle, grinding against muscle fangs, seeking flesh. The dust swirls as two killers vie for supremacy. Suddenly the frame fills with larger shadows. Heavy beasts charge in, triggered by the commotion. The snake takes a hit, distracted by the melee. In the pandemonium, the bird breaks the hold and flees. Even top-tier predators react instantly when this specific venom is on the table. No one sticks around. No one gambles with these odds. This skirmish highlights a brutal reality. In the bush, fear isn't given. It's earned. And when a creature can terminate life in minutes, even the titans of the wild respect the boundary. Yet one sovereign remains. Longer, more robust, more cerebral. A cannibal that dines on its own cousins and governs its domain with intellect and brute strength. The definitive king of serpents. If you've stuck with us this long, you cannot afford to miss the finale. Smash that like button, subscribe, and lock in for the final chapter where dominance reaches its absolute zenith. Length alone doesn't dictate authority. Intelligence does. Composure does. In the dense jungle and tangled undergrowth, one entity reigns supreme, not merely through speed but through strategy. This king doesn't hunt at random. It selects targets with chilling calculation, specifically tracking other venomous snakes and subduing them with superior tactics. In this arena, even other killers are just items on the menu. When it navigates the forest, everything reacts. Prey animals freeze, rivals scatter. The monarch rears up, surveying its kingdom, acutely aware of its untouchable status at the peak of the food chain. Its venom might not be the fastest acting, but the sheer volume delivered renders escape impossible. Once the jaws clamp down, paralysis is inevitable. The lungs fail. The heart slows. The fight leaves the body as control is stripped away layer by layer. Documented in rare footage, this behemoth tracks vibrations through the soil. It halts, analyzes, and executes. With deliberate power, it drags a smaller viper from its sanctuary. The conflict is short-lived. Raw horsepower supersedes agility. The giant pins its adversary coils, constricting jaws unhinging to swallow the victim whole. The jungle watches in silence as one predator absorbs another, cementing its title without a shadow.